AM 970 WSTX.
You know, there's a radio program called Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. And last Tuesday, we had Ms. Shalene Gums here with us. And it's so good that she was here because this radio program, Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, covers a very, very serious topic. The molestation of our children, child sexual abuse, whatever you want to call it, is something that's here, is real, and we have to educate everyone so that we can make it so that we could get this scourge out of our community, not send it any place else. Hopefully become a beacon of education and an example for other places, the things that they could do if they're having that issue also, okay? Which it's something that's everywhere. But the things that happen, and when you hear it, sometimes are so strong, and we always give the disclaimer for those people who may have been traumatized and may not want to listen. You know, we always give the disclaimer, but I'm going to tell you, as someone, as a parent, as someone who works with children and some of these things, some of it was very upsetting. It was so good to have Shalene here that she could hold my hand and say, okay, Doug, it's going to be all right. Okay, it's going to be all right. We're going to get through this. Okay? And we visited 2 young people and their experiences. Okay? And one of them was a young man by the name of Beto. Okay? And it's important that we start off with Beto from the perspective of, first of all, we're doing away with the stereotypes because child sexual abuse is not about girls.
Exactly.
It's about girls and boys, children.
Children.
Period. Okay? The minute you start thinking you could put it in this box, you're going to find out it's in the other box too. All right? Don't set yourself up. It is very, very, very tricky in that sense as a parent, but that's why we're sharing this as parents, as family members, as friends, teachers, any daycare workers, whatever, so that you could be more familiarized and won't be blindsided by some of these things that do go on, okay? So what I want to do is I want to go back to the last episode that we played the last time, and we're going to work into 2 other episodes. And I want you to listen carefully because this is masterfully done by local actors, writers, producers, you know, the whole 9 yards, and unfortunately, too realistic because it's real. Okay, so I'm going to stop running my mouth. I guess maybe I'm talking because I have fear and trepidation about listening to this stuff. Folks, I am human just like you. I might be on a mic somewhere, you hear my voice, but I'm human just like you, and I get traumatized just like anyone else who is exposed to this in one way, form, or the other. So let's listen in on Beto, because Beto is a young man. He has a loving mommy who works, and when she goes out to work, he's home with his grandmother. But they have some other characters who mommy may not even realize that is this friend of the family, okay, a young man who is doing things that is really, really affecting Beto. So let's talk a little bit, let's listen a little bit to this thing with Beto here.
Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
We return to little Beto's house. It's a changed house. I sit around the corners and right beside this boy. I am trying, but it's especially hard to speak this crime at times.
Oh, Jesus! Winston is here. What is he doing here, that crazy man?
You can't tell him, you know. I'll lock the door.
No, that will just make him madder.
Millie, I come to see my son. Millie,
Calm down before I open the door. I don't want your nonsense in here.
just open up, okay? I don't have anything with you. I just want to see my son. I'm mad as hell you didn't let me see him last week.
Come in. He's in his room.
What the hell is wrong with him?
He's quiet, that's all.
Nah, come here, son.
Hi, Papa.
What is going on with you? Why you so quiet? You don't want to see your father? Go, let me talk to my son by myself. Beto, please tell me what's wrong.
I can't.
What you talking about? What happened, Beto? Now, tell Daddy. I will believe anything you tell me.
Somebody touched me on my thing.
I know just who did this to you and he dead. He dead.
Where are you taking Beto? Don't take Beto.
Milagros, I see father and I gonna kill that man.
He tell you? He didn't tell me anything.
I see father, what you mean?
I'll keep him in the house, I promise. Don't take my baby. Don't take my baby.
Okay, but you're gonna see a lot more of me. And you better open the door right away when I come over. Milagros, I gonna kill him.
Oh God, Winston, no.
Oh God, yes.
Violence will solve nothing. Surely anger is understandable. I'm angry too for this grieving father, but this is not the way. Right now, he's thinking he'd rather be in jail, but when he thinks again, he'll realize he'd rather be free to help his son heal and get through life. The doctor has already reported to the police. The police have already taken a report. Beto needs the whole community and his family to recover.
The Women's Coalition of St. Croix presents Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, a radio drama about child sexual abuse. It contains subject matter that may be triggering for survivors. Discretion is advised.
Luckily, Milagros has found a new job that pays more so she can be at home with Beto. Today, she's waiting tables at a conference titled Unveiling Secrets of Child Sexual Abuse.
We know that this is happening right here on St. Croix, so none of us can afford to act like it doesn't. Now Dr. Dennis will take questions.
I noticed my child started receiving some gifts from lots of teachers. Is that something I should worry about?
When you say a lot of teachers, I'm not so concerned. As long as all the students are getting gifts around a holiday or birthday, it's okay. It's when one child is singled out for special attention that we need to be concerned.
I used to think children were making it up or they were being coached.
The children are not making it up. Believe them. Believe them. Believe them. Most children just cannot come up with the type of details sexual assault entails. There are very few cases of one parent coaching a child to call foul, and let's say another parent, when going through divorce or something like that. Keep your eyes open. Make sure your child is supervised. Early morning, afternoons after school, and the evenings are prime times for abuse to take place. Victimizers are looking for vulnerable people.
I regret not listening to my daughter. What can I do?
Support her. Be honest with her. Let her know that you made a mistake. Ask for forgiveness. Now, in closing, remember any change in behavior, usually opposite from what you're used to, is a chief sign of abuse. Pay attention. Ask questions. And once again, believe your child. Thank you all for coming.
Miss, can I talk to you? I don't know what to do. My mom takes care of my son, and I blame myself.
Oh no, honey. Let's talk.
These are the moments when I relax a little. I know there are people like Dr. Dennis in our community who are watchdogs for this abuse. She and others are available for the victim and their families. We need more people like her.
Thank you for listening to Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
All right. We have another episode to come after that, but I wanted to just interject at this point in time. Help. And sometimes we don't know which way to turn. Well, of course, I would tell anyone, just listen to what's said here. If you have a quandary, just know that the Women's Coalition of St. Croix is a starting point.
It's a starting point.
It's a starting point.
And if you're afraid because you don't know, because a lot of people don't tell too, because there's a fear factor. Not only
on the part of the child, but on the part of the parent, which is why the mandatory reporters are really, really important. If I have a child and my child has been sexually assaulted, I don't want people looking at me funny. You know what I mean? So then it becomes a I gonna handle this myself kind of thing. But it doesn't really work really well if you don't get outside help. Sometimes you need something that's somebody that's away from the situation a little bit. Because yes, we can be empathetic, but we're not going to have the same range of emotions that you would have. And so that's why it's necessary to get help from outside as well.
All right.
In a situation like that, is it possible, is it wise to dial 911 or try to get in touch with you guys?
It's actually better if you know who the perpetrator is and you know where to find the perpetrator to call 911. But it's something that you're going to... The reason why it's better to call 911 because then they have to call human services. Now, how the system is set up, not my favorite system in the world, but how the system is set up is that anybody that's under 18, human services is in charge. They have jurisdiction over it, even if it's your child.
Right.
Human Services has that jurisdiction. If you call 911, tell them that there's a child involved, they will contact Human Services. If you call us and tell us that a child is involved, we will contact Human Services. The difference is, if you call 911 and they call Human Services, we as the advocacy agency won't be there to help either one or the other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so that's one of the reasons why we're there, because we're an advocacy agency. We're not government. We're not the police. We're not the AG's office. We're not any government entity. We're a victims advocacy organization, which means that we are there solely for the victim. That is our primary focus. And sometimes the questions that the police will ask is going to trigger an emotion. And so we're usually there to kind of like be the buffer. Like if I say on many of the calls that I've gone to that, you know, they've had these situations, I've been like, okay, the police have to ask you these questions. Don't get upset. But I kind of prep them. These are the questions that they're going to answer. This is what may happen to you. These are the emotions that you may feel. They're going to question your child. They may not question your child with you in the room, depending on what happened. A social worker is going to come in. So we kind of guide them through the process. So it kind of helps to balance the emotions that they may have. Because if I'm already upset and you come asking me, well, where you was? And in that tone of voice, everything's gone wrong again right there. You know what I mean? Because you're inadvertently blaming me. And that's the reason why the sensitivity training is important. We do that with the police department, with all the agencies anyway. But it's not so easy when I need to get information, because the police have to get certain information. So they have to ask certain questions in a certain way. But the way they ask their questions, if I'm already upset, it's going to make me more angry. So I really need a buffer, and that's what the victim advocacy agencies are for.
All right, fantastic. And thank you, Women's Coalition, for all and what that you do.
Thank you.
Okay? Because
and thanks for the help. It's amazing.
Well, I keep repeating all the time, there but for the grace of God. We just don't know how the turns that and tribulations are going to come along for us or our children. So it's something that I really feel strongly about. I'm glad that we can use WSTX as another vehicle to help in this whole process of educating and hopefully eradicating this kind of behavior.
And another question. As a parent or guardian, can you actually, identify a perpetrator, like a pedophile, or, you know, is it any unique characteristics you have to look for?
I don't.
Or it could be just anyone, like it could be a brother, sister,
it could
father.
be anyone. You can't really identify them. This is going to sound really, 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 really bad, but it's very, very true. The people who you would least likely expect to be pedophiles and perpetrators are. And the reason why is because in order for me to be there, and pedophiles are rapists, but in a different way. Right. A rapist may be somebody that grabs somebody off the street. You know what I mean? A
Right.
pedophile is going to groom you, which means that they're going to be the nicest person in the family. Everybody's going to love this. Kind of like a domestic violence perpetrator.
Or a neighbor that's close to the
Neighbor,
family.
cousin, best friend, friend of the family, somebody that everybody respects, so that if you say this person did something, the likelihood of them believing is next to none.
Right.
Those are the people who are able to get away with it with a lot of people more than anybody else. And everybody always knows, and this is the reason why we do this. Everybody always knows that somebody said every rumor has some version of truth to it.
Yes.
Right? So you would have a person say, oh, this person, oh, yeah, they don't mess with people. Or nobody really likes to be around them. Or don't send your child by that. But they're not telling you why.
Right.
So you don't know if the person just gets drunk. You don't know if the person they hit. You don't know if the person they rape. You don't know because they're not giving you the rest of the information.
Right.
But you would see that you would have, everybody would go to this family member's house, but nobody would leave the children alone with them. That means everybody in the family knows, right?
Yeah.
But nobody said, and we're still going to the person's house.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, I just asked the question as a point of clarification because I got a similar. That's why I took from, like, listening to the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, you know, maybe somebody else out there might not realize that it could be anybody.
Anybody.
You know, anybody in the family, anybody as a friend, you know.
The neighbor that you leave them with down the street.
The neighbor, you know, whether it be male or female, you know, it could be anyone. So, you know, you have to be very mindful of that.
Okay. All right. Well, we have one more episode here, and folks, the program also airs on on it's 95 or aisle 95. Yeah.
This afternoon at 5:30.
So this afternoon at 5:30, the next episode of one of them. I ain't gonna tell you. So you could listen. Okay, and I am the only place here does get it in the binge listen form. Okay, WSTX, we did it.
Yeah, we like Netflix.
But yeah, so it comes out there, and then we bring them together here, and we binge listen and discuss. All right, but yeah, stay tuned, and just know that this is not entertainment. This is education. This is everything that you think you know so much about, because I got this 11-year-old, and he Lord, he be all that he know and never experienced sometimes. And then when it turned out, well, oh, I did learn something from you, Daddy. Oh, you mean I could teach you something?
Well, I've learned a lot from listening to these episodes. So, you know.
Okay, all right. Well,
very enlightening.
All right. Well, let's get into the next one.
Good day. Many truths will come out. Doubts will be no more.
Hola, mija. Lo siento mucho. Ay.
Ay, mami, no.
You blame me, no? You wouldn't talk to me.
I did, but not anymore. It's that we're so open. Whoever did this knew they could because it's just us. Come, Maya, abrázame.
You still don't know who?
No, Beto won't say anything. I'm killing my brain trying to think. But look, I talked to this lady at my job. She's a therapist. She gave me these books, and she would help him and us. She said it's not our fault. I blame myself too. I could have just stayed with Cisco. I could have made him stay.
It would not have been right, you know. He's, you know.
Yes, I know. He's happy. But he will be furious if I tell him.
I'm sad, but I'm happy too. You're not mad at me anymore.
No, how can I be? I love you, Mai. Beto starts therapy tomorrow. I used to think therapy was only for rich people. But Dr. Dennis, that's her name, Let me see that it's for everybody who needs help.
Thank you for listening to Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed. If you or someone you know has been sexually abused, please dial 911 in an emergency or call the Women's Coalition at 340-773-9272 to find out how you can end child sexual abuse.
Yes, folks, there is hope for all of us, and definitely there's hope for Beto.
Yes.
Okay. So next Tuesday is Christmas.
Yes, it is.
So we're gonna
Can
make
you believe
arrangements.
that?
Yes, we're gonna make arrangements. Maybe you think you could come in the Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Maybe we can. I'll confirm on that. Okay. So folks, we've been doing this every Tuesday, but we may make a difference, a different approach since that this coming Tuesday is Christmas.
And the following one is New Year's.
Wow. Okay, so it look like Thursdays become really, really important now.
Oh, so you want me to come up on Tuesday so I can help drink some coquito and things?
Take that.
That's what
No. We could come up and drink the coquito.
We
No.
in the studio and talking and things, but you want me to stay home.
No, we could do that. We could do that. It's just that in the nature of this subject, okay,
Yeah,
I don't want to traumatize nobody going into the new year.
I'm
okay?
just being bad, dog. I'm just being bad. You know me.
Just being bad?
Yeah,
I don't get the scoop on you know. I don't want the NCIS and FBI,
I like to play the devil's advocate.
I already know.
You know, and it's good cop, bad cop.
Oh, okay.
You know, so.
All right.
Oh yes. And there's get the girls and thief the girls.
No. Oh God, no, man.
Oh yeah? Because they were mine before you?
He jealous because my triple K's across the street tend to me better.
Oh.
So I told him it's because I got pretty brown eyes.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
So, you know, and they're like, yeah, you know, you're right. You got cute and you got pretty eyes. And see, dog getting upset. You know? So I said, man, don't feel no way. You know what I mean?
See.
Now why you had to put me secret? I think that we were gonna walk this out together now they're all out in the street.
Yeah, but you don't talk about it, don't know. So I'll go for it out, eh?
Silence speaks.
Before people look at me in the street and say, oh, he get up there calling problem for dog. I gotta let them know, you know, I ain't doing nothing. You know, I gotta take myself out of it. Don't know.
Silence speaks, now secrets have been revealed.
I'm talking about it.
All right, well, you know, it's getting close to that time. Folks, I'm gonna have to run out of here early today. Got some things I gotta take. You running with me, sir, or you got your own thing going?
I was driving.
I
ain't gonna run with you. Don't go all the way down there.
You can push, yeah.
You know.
But yeah, I got a special appointment that's gonna take me kind of like on the road here. Hate to leave you this early, but just know that Christmas coming, New Year's coming. All right, and God willing, Doug will be here, as well as Jerry, and we're gonna have Shalene visiting us from time to time so she can hold my hand whenever she's seen her getting too traumatized and calm me down and keep Jared from becoming violent and all these other things, you know.
Well, you know, dog, I taking a vacation on Thursday, so.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right. You told me that.
You ain't gonna see me here, so I can make sure the girls them treat you well.
Well done.
Okay, all right. Okay, see, folks. Okay, he means well. He got a good heart when you open it up sometimes. You know, they're trying to keep it all to himself. All right. Good thing. Well, folks, remember, love's in need of love every day. So, do a random act of kindness. Okay? And if you're feeling kind of idle, or maybe it's the season and maybe you kind of got some downtime and you're feeling a little bit some way, do some meditated acts of kindness, all right? It's all good. We'll be back here again with you, Creator willing, for some more Silence Speaks, Secrets Revealed, and Doug and Jerry.
Yeah.
Episode number 2.
You know, before you go, you know, we got to play that song from that little girl at the end of this episode.
You want me to play that song for?
Well, not really
today,
when we get back.
When we come back. Yeah. Folks.
Yeah, that was a powerful message.
Yes, we had G.E. Phillip here from Antigua, and she did a wonderful song. And next time I come in, we're going to be prepared not only with the music, but the video. All right? Good thing. So until next time. Until next time.